So right now, what I really want to do is just actually explain my Leona and Jhin deck, which seems to be my best deck right now, especially in the meta. And hopefully, it's just me explaining real clear. So the best thing about this deck is because I didn't know it until like I played other decks and saw what other decks are missing, that this deck is kind of versatile. Like the one thing you're not gonna have in this deck is strong champions. I don't have strong champions in this deck. Like, let me put that back. So the Herald of Celestial Convergence is my highest cost card. Is 8, and then next highest is 5. All I have is 5. The biggest potential in this deck is all the stuns that we do that lets me get a 1-turn kill. So I have stuns from Shield Vault, Slaughter Sunhawk, Dark Bindings, Leona, and Jhin. And then if I have some of these Solari cards that have stuns on the field, and I play what's it called, Morning Light, it can give me 2 stuns, especially if Leona is leveled up. Where when she's leveled up and you activate another Daybreak, get her Daybreak effect, which is a stun. So if I play Morning Light on Solari's Sunhawk, he will stun somebody, and then Leona will stun somebody, and then if Jhin is on the field, because if I can find it, for every 3 fast or slow spells or skills you play while Jhin is on the field. Looking for the exact wording right now. He will stun the weakest. So just by having those 3 on the field, if I play that spell card, I have to go back and get his name because I'm bad with names. If I play Morning Light, I can get 3 stuns just like that, and then it's easy for me to get a 1-turn kill, or just to do a lot of damage. And that's really where this deck really shines. Is stunning a lot, and then doing a lot of damage in 1 turn where the opponent can't block. Because Morning Light actually gives 1/1 to all my allies. And then in addition, I have 3 of these in here. And then Morning Light is also Leona's spell. So if I have a Leona on the field and then I have a Leona in my hand, I have another Morning Light. So sometimes I'll have 2 Morning Lights. Then maybe I could do it all over again. And it's just stun after stun after stun. And then if you level Jhin, I think once you level Jhin is the best time to attack with him, because that's when he gets quick attack, and then he deals 4 to stun enemies. But the most important part is the 4 to the enemy nexus, because even though the 1-turn kill is great, sometimes I get so close that they have like 1 or 2 left, and then this attack effect, this attack skill helps out a lot, especially if I don't kill him that turn. Jhin survives the opponent's turn. All I have to do is attack. It doesn't matter who's stunned, who's not stunned. Jhin is going to do 4 to their nexus. Now that's just the main thing about the deck. Now, the other thing that this deck has that some decks don't is the ability to keep your hand full. Now, this deck doesn't really help me draw anything. The only card that lets me draw is Zenith Blade. That is, when I use it as a Daybreak, I can draw another. And then Solari Priestess, when I activate her Daybreak effect, when I can invoke the Celestial card, the best card, or one of the cards I pick the most often, is Written in the Stars, which allows me, is a 4-cost burst card, which allows me to draw a champion from my deck, decrease its cost by 1, and increases its power and health by 2 and 2. But you have to try not to get hooked on Not try not to get hooked on picking that all the time, especially if you already have champions in your hand. So why I say this deck is versatile is because it can handle a lot of things, or a lot of things about the meta that you just didn't know. Like I didn't know until I just played this deck over and over. So the stuns is what helped me handle strong enemies that are stronger than me, especially when I get Leona's Daybreak, because in addition she has Challenger, and if I activate her Daybreak while she's leveled up, she gets Barrier. So that allows me to focus those strong monsters, or chop down their health so I can kill them next turn, or have one of my other guys kill them, which is great. And then in addition to that, I can also deal with like single cards, because Sunburst is very useful. It deals 6 to a unit. Then if I use as Daybreak, I have the power to silence it, and then deal 6. Sometimes I have to use it early, but it doesn't matter. Like if I see a Teemo and I have no other way to use it, I will use this. I will use this. And then like another card that helps me destroy or pick on cards is again Slayer Priestess, because this is why I say you don't want to get hooked on getting written in the stars, because she also creates celestial cards, celestial spell cards that allows you to obliterate a unit or landmark for just 6. And then there's another card, I can't remember the name, but you can deal 4 to one unit and deal 1 to the other for a cost of 4 or 5. But sometimes when you know you have a good champions, and you have a good front line, you don't need to get written in stars. You can get that fallen comet that can obliterate something, and you can just save it because you might need it. And then another thing that some of my decks have been missing is draw power. Like I made a Fredge Lord and Demacia deck, or Fredge Lord and Noxus deck, and they just don't draw cards. Now this deck doesn't draw cards, right? But it creates cards, and we can create cards through Heaven's Align. We can create cards through Flyer Priestess. Have 3 of her in there, so that's 4 cards we have to create cards, right? And then my only other card that creates is Ravon. So I have Ravan, Daylight Spear. He creates Daybreak cards. So that brings a total of 6 chances to create cards rather than draw. Now, you can also step that up, because if I summon the Herald, he activates all Daybreak effects. So if I have those guys on the field, I get to create cards, more cards. Then again, I get to use Leona's Daybreak effect. And then there's one more instance where I can create cards, but I just can't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Morning Light. Morning Light. If I activate Morning Light on one of my cards that create cards, I just create more cards. And then they also give you a chance to get other daybreak cards. Some of them. I never choose the lifesteal option, because if I'm low, I'm low. I don't really worry too much about getting my health back. I just try to do stuns and make sure I have a good front line. But if you wanted to, if it was your style, yeah, you can pick this guy if he comes up. And there's another. No, I think that might be no. And then Fire Priestess, she also creates the surfers. Like when you summon one, you get the other. That provides lifesteal and elusiveness. I don't use those either. Now, when it comes to cards that might be useless, right now, the most useless card in my deck, my opinion, is Zenith Blade, because I only find myself using Zenith Blade to get Leona's Daybreak effect. That's the only reason I really see myself using it. I rarely use it to actually increase the power or health of my cards, because again, I'm already focused on stunning stuff. So when I'm stunning stuff and I have a full field, sometimes that extra 1 power and extra 2 health doesn't really matter. So, and it's a slow spell, so when I activate it, it gives my opponent a turn to act. So, truth be told, if I really only wanted this card for its Daybreak effect, I think a better option would be just to go with Heaven's Align, because it gives me that, it creates a card, and it's focused rather than slow. So when I activate it, it doesn't give my opponent a turn after activation. And then I do enjoy my Bastion. The Spell Shield, I only keep one because usually when I keep 2 or 3, they sit in my hand for a while. So I think this is the best way I can explain the deck. I'll just run through real quick, see if there's anything I missed. He's only in here to help Jhin level up. Whenever he's in here, this Falling Star is great for taking out low threats. Again, like elusive units, I can take care of those. Like say a Teemo attacks, or I have a Teemo stun. For 2 mana, 2 costs, I can deal 4 to him. So that's just very, can't beat that. Shield Vault is questionable, but since I only have 2, it does give me 1/1. It gives me a stun, and it's a skill that applies to Jhin. So I like it. Dark Bindings, come on, fast stun, enemy attack, stun them, another stun, works well with Jhin. Then let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, so Bastion might be the only card I have in here that doesn't really do anything for the level up potential or the level of progress of Jhin and Leona. But if it's there at the right time, it can save the 2, because Jhin is gonna die more often than Leona. And that's the best way I can explain this deck. And so if you feel like using it, hey, I encourage it. If you make it better, if you can make it better, please let me know. So to get a good hand, preferably I would want Solari Soldier, just because he's 1 cost. All this other stuff I don't need. I'd rather have some Daybreak. Another one that's good. So once you get used to this deck, you can pretty much tell, like, since Leona is cost 5, we know that, and she needs 5 Daybreaks, can pretty much guesstimate how far you'll be by turn 5. So right now I can see the most I can have right now from this hand is 4 Daybreaks by turn 5. But it's almost impossible for me not to draw another Daybreak card like that.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics.
So again, I'm gonna have four Daybreaks by cost 5, because I'm most likely gonna put Jhin out there just to be out. What am I going? Damn. Most likely I'm gonna put Jhin out there just to have Jhin out there, just so I can get his effect of stunning stuff. Maybe not, because this guy's gonna have a Challenger, which is annoying in itself. And then, like, the first few turns, I hate this deck already. First few turns, I go a while without really progressing Jhin's. This man's deck is a... Just gonna stun him again. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna have Jhin out, because I am most definitely gonna put Leona out before I put Jhin out.
transgressions.
Okay. So I'm about to put Leona out, which is going to stun him.
The dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across the mountain.
See, if Jhin was out, that would be perfect because I can stun him
I
too.
am the bulwark against darkness.
But I think
Behold the sun's holy light.
if I just take this and save these. Okay, but let's see if we can get the one turn kill. Unless if he has flash freeze, oh well. So we're gonna activate on this daybreak. That's a nice one. Now, in my heart, I hope that he uses enough mana to bring him like to 2. His flash freeze costs 3. So if he does that, I think we might be in the clear. Have 8 mana left, and to use this, the daybreak combo I was talking about, only need 7. It'd be perfect if I had 9.
Strike while the planets align.
It's the beginning of the game, so see.
Glorious light rains down.
Yeah, see stuff like that. But I think that's okay.
The stage is set.
That is not okay. That is not okay. But let me see.
I have prepared something very special.
I'm at 8. He's at 10. I can get 2 stuns. Unless he has a. How much does that card cost?
Sunlight burns in our
Cost 3.
weapons.
Alright, game over.